The Halo universe is filled with wonder, mystery, and fascinating discoveries around every corner. With so much to explore, four friends decided it was about time that they booted up their consoles and discussed this universe that has grabbed their attention since childhood. JumperScape Audio kindly welcomes you to join them in the library.
Hello everybody, welcome back to The Library, the show where we talk about Halo lore. And today we're bringing some things. We got a couple things.
We're bringing some things.
Yeah,
Stuff.
we got a couple things.
Stuff and things.
The Halo Championship Series Worlds in Seattle, Washington in 2024.
It was fun.
It was great. It was a really good time. We're going to talk a little bit about what we did and all the things that we got to do while we were there. But for now, we have a couple things to talk about because this is still a lore show. Let's not get things twisted. I know last week was, a really fun live show that you guys should go check out because that was a fun first time doing like audience interaction stuff.
Some of the hot takes.
We're insane.
So,
Halo 3 was not as revolutionary.
Yeah,
as
that
I
was
would say it is.
insane. That was actually insane.
I remember when he said that thinking this is going to be such a good short. This is going to be such a good short.
No, that was insane. I was not okay with what was said.
I would like to thank the live episode for showing me I need to fix my gamer posture.
So, my friends, as we're getting into today's episode, if you ever want to support us or join our community, all of our links that you need are going to be at JumperScape.com. That's right. I'm not doing a whole spiel anymore, baby. It's JumperScape.com. Head on over there. Patreon members actually just got a little bit of something special. They get a new benefit now. They get a one-time use 20% off code at the merch store.
That's a lot.
Yeah, a lot.
Wow.
So,
Thank you, Connor.
Way to sell it.
So, JumperScape.com for everything that you need from all of our shows. We've finished our lineup for the whole year. There are 6 shows live right now.
That's a lot.
I am fine. I'm so overworked a little bit, I think, but I'm having fun. And Chatternet is doing really well. Chatternet is live now. You guys should go check that out as well if you're a common listener of the library. Actually, just on Sunday, I hosted an episode of what's the lore show, the lore segment for that series called Durance Domain, which is 2 different Forerunner things. And I thought they worked well together. That's why it's called that. And we have a bunch of other segments. We've got folks like Why Not Be Casting, who does casting for Halo Championship Series on stage, on camera. He's hosting one of these shows. We got Clutch Academy.
That's so insane to me.
He loves it too.
That's so insane.
It's crazy to me.
Shout out to Jumper Space.
I hate that. I hate it. Like, whatever he said that, I was just like, I love this.
Austin started seeing red.
Someone screenshot that. Anyway, so that's what we got going on at JumperScape.com. Just take a look around there. There's a whole lot of stuff. We're going to be bringing a whole lot of updates to the website soon so that it's more fun to wander around and see what kind of stories you can find just hidden on the site itself. I'm going to have some fun with maybe just dabbling a little bit of ARG. See what happens. Because Room 237 exists, we gotta.
Is it a true ARG if you just told people, look for my ARG on our website?
What if that's part of the ARG?
Every time I hear ARG, I just think pirates. Arg.
It took you guys a minute. I caught it immediately. To be fair, I wasn't looking at you. You guys didn't say anything, so I assumed it just took you guys a second.
I just wanted to let it happen.
Okay. But like I reacted immediately and I put my face, I'm like, they'll get it eventually.
That is incredible.
Oh, I just think of pirates. Everyone's
That's
like,
a word.
Huh?
That's crazy.
Arg.
All right, so what we're going to do first, we're going to go through the lore, and then we'll hop over to what all this is and
There's
some of the stories.
lore.
There's tons.
There's no lore.
We're going to talk about the Spartan lores.
You want to hear
today.
something existential?
What's up?
At some point, we'll run out of lore.
At the rate that they're making it, maybe.
Well, maybe. We'll at least have.
It'll ramp up.
Eventually.
We will at least have one episode per month, so long as they keep up the Waypoint Chronicles, and that's
At least one episode a month is crazy.
we will go down so deep. There's actually I saw a comment recently. Shout out to whoever commented it. Someone was like, "When are you guys advertised it a long time ago? When are you guys going to talk about the individual battles?" I'm like, "Oh, he's got us there." Ooh.
There's a lot of those, so we can talk. That's like a whole year's worth, at least, of episodes.
Season 5, baby.
Battles.
Let's talk about battles.
So I'll do that. I'll have such a good time with it
Battles
too.
of Halo.
Because I'll be able to do stuff like I know that you guys don't read. I know that some of you can't read. So
Huh?
no, I'm talking about him.
What?
I'm kidding.
That's why he has glasses.
That's why he has glasses.
So what I'll get to do though is I'll be able to take like screenshots or pictures of certain moments in the books and just send them your way. So you guys basically are reading history novels instead of having to read entire books with things like character development. Those pesky things that get in the way.
What are you doing with Connor's Oddball?
Okay, so right now I'm putting together the Ron Brown compilation, right? Funny compilation. There's one clip that I have of him just aiming an assault rifle into the crowd, and just Master Chief holding a sandwich comes up behind him and is going to hit him, and it cuts off right before it hits.
I saw Master Chief walking around with that sandwich.
I think that was Spartan John, and I love Spartan John.
I'm pretty sure the official Halo account posted him.
I love Spartan John. He's a good pal, first of all, of Installation 00, who's a good pal of ours. And Spartan John is he's just such a chill guy.
Shout out to Installation 00 for giving me a shout out.
Yeah, that was awesome. We'll talk about that.
Yep.
We'll talk about it, I promise.
I wasn't going to go any further.
You're looking too far ahead in the future.
Yep.
So, Spartan-IVs. Who here cares?
I kind of like them.
I mean, sure.
I mean, they look cool.
Okay.
It feels like the natural evolution of the Spartan idea
Now,
in a post people know what Spartans are world.
we're gonna have to talk about a little bit about this post Spartan-IVs as well, because right now the Spartans are like, there's like rip-offs of them in the galaxy.
Fun.
Like insurrectionists got their hands on some of the formulas and the methods because Oni leaks, and there's like bootleg Spartans running around the galaxy. It's interesting. It's kind of wild.
Please kill me. My bones are too strong to die.
I'm looking forward.
But I'm in pain.
He's old as hell. I'm looking forward to it because the way that it portrays itself is sort of similar to the only interesting part of Falcon and Winter Soldier, in my opinion, which was what happens when the super soldier serum gets out, and you have to have super soldiers fight other bootleg super soldiers that also are juiced, I think, with extremists. So it's kind of interesting, but it'll be fun. It'll be fun to talk about. So Spartan-IVs, spores, if you will.
Kill me.
I don't like that.
There are thousands of them, thousands upon thousands, which is a very new thing for Spartans. Like dozens upon dozens of fire teams, and so many of them. And a lot of people have immediately just kind of pushed them aside as basically just being normal military, but juiced up, which I don't think that's the case anymore. I think that changed quite a bit.
In your opinion?
No, I actually wanted to do this episode strictly for the fact that I wanted to defend this point, actually.
Okay.
That Spartan-IVs can be respected now, actually.
Okay.
So this is my thinking, right? When we got introduced, let's take it all the way back. Introduced with Spartan Ops. And Spartan-IVs are now the centerpiece. You got a campaign with Master Chief, but now you're playing as your own Spartan, taking inspiration from Halo Reach. Good move. Like, great move. That was a great idea. But then you have Fire Team Majestic, who are just kind of awful at everything.
I think you based a lot of your hatred on Spartan-IVs off of this one fire team.
Because I base my original hatred, and I know that a lot of folks base their hatred off of it still. Now I don't have that hatred for Spartan-IVs. I understand them quite a bit. But it took me a sec because Majestic had such a focal point moment in the franchise that it's hard to think around them any other way than just that is the Spartan-IV experience. These guys that are talking about trying to woo women who are still recovering from the trauma of watching their families get disintegrated by the sun. Like, talking about that was wild.
Trying to make sure the ladies of New Phoenix feel safe and secure. What a creep.
Just Fireteam Majestic doing some community outreach, man. That's what he said.
He's trying to comfort everybody.
Sir, her husband is literally being scraped off the pavement right now.
She needs some comfort. She needs a hug.
Thanks, Connor.
Thanks, Connor.
Anytime.
Can someone clip that and make it a button?
She needs a hug.
She needs comfort. She needs a hug. So, yeah, Fireteam Majestic, aside from their personalities, which were already pretty lacking, except for Thorn. Thorn was great. I actually really liked him, and I can understand why they wanted him back for Halo 5, but then couldn't do it. That was an unfortunate circumstance. But hey, at least we got Buck out of that deal.
We did get Buck out of that deal.
I would have preferred that they actually kept a character, though, because they have never been good at that.
No.
I think it's probably one of the biggest problems with Spartan-IVs is that they feel super temporary because they always come and go as characters, and also on the battlefield they die all the time in the campaign of Halo 4.
It also didn't help how Power Ranger they looked in. Yeah.
Okay, I know people will take issue with that, so let's define what we mean by Power Ranger, right? Super bright and colorful with no dirt, right?
Yes.
Yeah, just basically brand shinies.
Clean.
You're
I will
almost shiny
say-
and new, like you.
It's not the case for the multiplayer, but the Spartan-IVs in Halo 5, they did a much better job of making their armor look like a real color that would be used.
Until they broke the lighting a little bit.
But yeah, I'm talking about the campaign
True.
specifically.
Yeah, they made the Spartan-IVs look a whole lot cooler in Halo 5. Like, they actually looked like legit pieces of armor that realistically were just expansions off of the original idea. And honestly, the Spartan-IV Gen 2 armor, kind of genius, making all of it built into the tech suit, and then you just right.
Whoa.
What really tripped me out when I first started playing Halo 4, I mean, like, playing like Halo's CE through Halo 3, it's just you have like the mindset, oh, like Chief is like the Spartan. There's other Spartans mentioned, but like he is the Spartan, and like how it's like you'd imagine it's so impossible to kill them. Then, I mean, obviously, like skipping over Halo Reach, you go to play Halo 4, and I remember playing Halo 4 for the first time. I'm like, oh shit, like I got a whole squad of like other Spartans. Like they're surely not gonna, and like they, by the end of the mission, they're like all
They're just Marines with the different skin.
exactly. And I've realized like, oh my god, they're like super easy to
Do
kill.
they have shields? I forget.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very, very weak, but yeah.
I did kind of enjoy the fire team makeup. Like the way that the fire teams were. It was a nice branch off of whole like blue team, red team, green team. Just colors.
Yeah.
Just colors.
But
Crimson.
let me think about this. It is true. That's the only one that I can think of that's a color. But let me see. It was Spartan Command to fire teams, Domino, Majestic, Domino, Ivy, and Crimson. Castle, I think, was also in there. And then they're like Crimson drops in, and they're just Spartan 2s incarnate, apparently.
Yeah.
I love how they are canon. And they're never mentioned again as being someone that's actually like involved in the battlefield.
We're all just quiet and monsters wrecking the Covenant on Requiem.
Requiem. Palmer just kind of being like, Majestic is still knee deep in bad guys. That's crazy.
Can you guys go help Majestic now?
Yeah. Honestly, I did like how over the course of the campaign in Spartan Ops, Palmer does gain a very significant respect for you as a fire team. Like, she just starts handing you the hardest jobs possible because you make it look easy.
We should
Go into this giant Covenant excavation machine that's about to blow up Requiem.
Yes, ma'am. They're already in there. There's already casualties.
we should go back and probably play a little bit of Spartan Ops. It's been a long while.
I can understand. I think the only reason why I enjoy playing Spartan Ops is just because I enjoy Halo 4's combat loop, and the story is interesting enough.
Yeah, I think for me, it's just the missions kind of get boring and repetitive.
I think I can agree. The only way that I can enjoy it is actually if I play anything post Chapter 5 or Episode 5, whatever it is, because halfway through they start getting a lot more unique, and I enjoy that a lot. Plus the final mission where gravity starts getting messed up. They tried for a second there. Which, I mean, it's crazy that they put the end of Requiem in like Spartan Ops, but that's just, everyone was playing it at the time, so I can understand. People were at least enjoying it. They really should have brought back, like, I was really looking forward to Spartan Ops being a consistent.
Yeah, like
it was a cool idea.
That's huge missed opportunity for them. Just playing as your own Spartan, and it makes the world and the game feel alive, and it gives you something to do as you're like. It feels like you yourself are contributing to what the game is trying to accomplish.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just shocked that they haven't like implemented anything even remotely like it. Like Firefight's cool. Like I remember at the time of when Halo 4 came, everyone's like, I'd rather have Firefight. I'd rather play Spartan. You can have both. It is entirely possible for them to do both. It is not impossible to ask for both.
I mean, especially since if you follow how the old way that Firefight used to work, ODST and Reach, just take sections of the campaign and turn them into survival maps.
Yeah,
like it's really not more complicated than that, and we had no problem.
I was gonna say, I'm not a game dev by any means, but that's not asking a lot. that's not. I don't care what
at the
anyone
very
says.
least, it's nicer to ask for that.
Mm.
It's not. It's. I think it's much harsher for people to be who are upset that Firefight is just remakes from the campaign or just straight up ripped from the campaign, and they're just like, oh, you couldn't have made original maps for this. It's like, the arenas are interesting. Like, it doesn't have to be that you give them more work to do, because these days, I think, as players, we just keep on asking for more and more and more, because the industry keeps on giving us more and more and more. So we're kind of spoiled at this point.
You see, and this is kind of where I am with that. It's just like, I agree to a very, very good extent. Like at the launch of the game, like if you want to go about it that one, like just have like 9 or 10 set maps that are just like portioned off maps or portions of the campaign, and just turning into like a little survival arena. Then if you want, like, if they want to make their own, or like if you want to do like a community thing, like how in Infinite they're putting like community made maps and such, if you want to implement stuff like that every season or something like that, go about it that way.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a good way to do it. I think that's a very good way to give like your community recognition without relying on them too much to keep the game alive.
Yeah. Yeah. And on the note of things being kept interesting, the Spartan-IVs have actually a little bit of extra detail that you wouldn't know unless you are someone who reads books, which is just so upsetting. Because Spartan-IVs actually have quite a few people in their roster that you wouldn't even know unless you were told, or you found out in a YouTube video, or you read. Which, to be fair, if you read New Blood, that is the shortest novella I think that Halo has, aside from Smoke and Shadow. Smoke and Shadow might be shorter by a couple dozen pages or so. June is alive. He was alive the whole time. He just escorted Halsey from Castle Base to where did he take her? He took her to the other side of the planet, basically. Wait, no, took her from Sword Base to Castle Base. That's what it was. Because basically 343 was just kind of like, okay, we have a novel, we have a game, they are different. What do we do? And they were like, different sides of the planet, guys. And so they did it. So Sword Base was Halo Reach. June takes Halsey from Sword Base over to Castle Base to reunite that half of Cortana with the other half of Cortana. And then the Pillar of Autumn takes off with the full Cortana, and all the events of the Fall of Reach novel happen at Castle Base, where they're hundreds of miles underground, and she's doing her things down there and making sure Oni isn't listening to everything that she does like they always do. And all of that stuff happens with Blue Team. But June is alive the whole time. After that whole thing, he actually gets recruited and becomes the new Spartan-IV trainer. So he's the instructor. He's the one recruiting. He recruited Edward Buck. Another thing you wouldn't know unless you read New Blood. Basically, Buck is getting a little old. Is she calling me old? That's like one of them. He's the best part of Halo 5. But he gets recruited, and then so does the rest of his team from ODST, Alpha 9, including someone that probably shouldn't have been given the super soldier serum. Michael Crespo, Mickey.
Yes.
Poor guy. Had a little bit of an insurrectionist history that no one really took into account until it was far too late, and they put him in Mjolnir armor. But they figured their crap out because in Bad Blood, Crespo comes back along with Dutch. Dutch comes out of retirement, gets in Mjolnir armor. There's a really cool book about that. You should really read Nude Blood and Bad Blood. They're both great. And Matt Forbeck is a fantastic writer. I want him on the show. And it's interesting because when you look at Spartan-IV stories, the interesting part of the Spartan-IVs is not the same as the interesting part for Spartan-IIs and Spartan-IIIs. I talked about this a little bit on Durance Domain on Chatternet. But the idea of Spartan-IIs and Spartan-IIIs is that they are put into a situation that they have no choice in, and despite this lack of decision that they were allowed to make, lack of freedom, they take the circumstances that they're given and they work with it. They don't complain. They don't go, woe is me. They work with the situation and even believe that this is the best call because they would rather that they are the ones that selected rather than anyone else. They don't want anyone to suffer what they're suffering. And I used that as an explanation to kind of be like, this is why this story is so inspirational, because we as people are thrown into circumstances we don't want to be in all the time. And oftentimes those circumstances, you can either cry about it or you work with it. And the Spartans, the Spartan 2s and 3s are basically the best example of just kind of working together as people and dealing with your problems in a healthy, strong, stoic sort of way. And so Spartan-IVs give a different sort of story. They can choose to be Spartans. No one is forced to be a Spartan-IV. They are all recruited, which after Master Chief pulled around, it was kind of like everyone joining the army when Modern Warfare 2 dropped. Everyone wanted to be a Spartan. They were just like, I could be like the Master Chief himself.
Master Beast.
He's a really cool guy and he doesn't afraid of anything. I want to be like him. Right? So we have a lot of folks that are coming from, what was that?
I was trying to put it on my head, but it didn't work.
How do you miss your own skull?
No, I mean like my face.
Oh. How do you still miss your own face?
Damn,
can't see
Shane,
my
you used to do
forehead.
this all the time.
Amazing.
Does it remind you of anything, Shane?
With dad hats over our eyes.
So the Spartan-IVs, like I said, don't have to worry about that. They choose to be Spartans. And with this choice, we got people coming in from the UNSC Army. We got people coming in from... Shane, what the hell?
Oh my God.
That thing that kids do. Shane, I blew Shane a kiss.
Ew, stop.
Ripped it up.
You sound like Eric Cartman from South Park.
I blew Shane a kiss and he ripped it up. Skew. So we have Spartan-IVs coming from the Army and the Marines. And some are just ODSTs that decide to become Spartans reluctantly. I don't think I've seen any former Spartans becoming 4s. I don't think that's really a thing. So I'm not even touching that. But we do have Spartans coming in and helping these guys. In fact, one of the guys that operates the entire Spartan-IV program is a dude by the name of Meza Ganem. What a name.
What a guy.
Musa.
He's a crippled Spartan 2 dropout.
Yes.
He's still strong. He's still got them Spartan 2 augmentations flowing through his veins, and that's why he can't walk. He's just permanently crippled and rolls around in a little hover wheelchair kind of thing. Actually, no, I think he just has a normal wheelchair. He's not Professor X.
So like a current day Ronnie Coleman.
Guys, help me out. I don't know what he's talking about. Okay.
Shoot. Thanks, Shane.
Hmm?
Never mind.
No, I heard you say, hold on.
Who's Ronnie?
Well, if Google would load, I would show you guys.
Oh, is that a body?
Yes.
Oh, Ronnie. Oh, that's the lightweight guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lightweight.
Oh, is he crippled?
Nowadays, yeah.
Mhm.
That's unfortunate. Well, yeah, Meza Ganem is crippled. He's an older guy because he was a Spartan 2, and that was some pretty early stuff. And he is a really tough cookie. He's got some comics where he shows up, and he is someone to be reckoned with still. So the Spartan-IVs are not baseless. They're not completely unsupported. They've got Spartan 3s and Spartan 2s in their corner, assisting them in learning what it is to be a Spartan. And that's the thing that I point out all the time when it comes to Spartan-IVs as characters. Some folks today are still locked on how Majestic behaves, how other Spartan fire teams behave, how they talk, how they communicate to each other. They compare it to how Spartan 2s are so much more quiet, stoic soldiers. But that's just how the Spartan 2s are. They wouldn't have it any other way. That's just who they are as people. They were raised to be soldiers. But Spartan 4s are regular people that become super soldiers. What would happen when you're given superpowers? You're probably going to get a little cocky at first. But then you start to notice something. They start to gain that responsibility mentally. Halo Infinite is my favorite portrayal of Spartan 4s as characters. I would say that my favorite portrayal of Spartan 4s in general, but you don't see any of them.
You see one dying.
I do love how the most recent time that we tried doing a co-op campaign, we took out the dude who owns the tower, Master Chief. Shacklock.
We're teabagging him.
We're teabagging him and then just did the digital.
And we're like, oh, we should probably help him.
Right.
That's
guy.
why we're here.
I want to think that our delay is the reason he died.
Canonically, we took too long to teabag Shacklock, and then that's why he died.
It was very comedically timed. We're like, I forget what we were saying to Shacklock. Just something like, you know, and then just. I need to watch that again.
It's so freaking
I watched
funny.
it like 2 days
Welcome
ago.
to
I'm
my
not even
tower,
kidding.
Master Chief.
So I'm pretty sure that was Griffin. That was it was either that or
Griffin.
Was
It
it
was
Griffin? Okay.
Griffin.
Yeah, and you have a bunch of other Spartans that are represented there. I don't remember all of their names, but I would very much recommend you go and look at the cut audio logs from Halo Infinite that didn't make it into the game. Some of these character stories are beautiful. They're really there's a Spartan 4. There's some environmental storytelling that happens in Halo Infinite if you pay attention enough. The open world feels empty, and that's because it is, but there are a couple places that have some environmental storytelling. You can find arenas that were absolutely there to just watch humans try to survive. There's one in particular, I'm pretty sure the name was Spartan Horvath. He ends up getting thrown into that Trials of Reckoning place, the House of Reckoning that we have to fight in that final act. And dude, his confidence going into it, you could feel that energy, but the fact that he's not there, you know what happened. It's like these Spartans learned slowly, but they learned the responsibilities that come with being a Spartan. They learned about what their kind of stoicism is like. Spartans do have their own flavor of stoicism that is
Flavor.
just addicting to see, because it's more than just foolish confidence. It's almost, I have no idea what to compare it to, because there's a lot of different sort of comparisons you can make.
Like Batman.
I like to think Batman, like Spider-Man in a way, because
Like
not in
Batman.
character, but Spider-Man pulls his punches because he's aware of how strong he is. And Spartans, not all the time do they pull their punches.
I would say, I don't think they do that often.
But they are painfully aware of how tough they are, how strong they are. And there are a few moments in time where they're actually given an opportunity to be human. And when they get those opportunities, they don't miss it. I think probably one of my favorites is in the Kilo 5 trilogy. There's a Spartan named Naomi. And it is notorious for this one single moment where there's a normal dude that tries to rizz up a Spartan.
Oh boy.
And Naomi is just visor staring down at him, 7 feet tall. And she twirls from him and says, "Does this Spartan armor make my ass look fat?" And he's just, "You look great." And
The answer is yes.
I think I know she says ass. I don't know if I think she says just the typical "does it make my butt look big" sort of statement. And it was hilarious, but also it was so different because you're used to seeing Spartans in combat. So the Kilo 5 trilogy did a whole lot, because I'm pretty sure Naomi is actually a Spartan 2 and everything. So a 2 being that human is nuts.
Well, I think a lot of the 2s are more human in most ways they show, in like most of the time they show up, than like John.
Yeah, I think probably one of the best examples. This is why I really want you guys to like give the books at least one shot. Is just because
I've given the books a couple.
I should say you guys minus you, because you've given them a shot.
I've read some books. I read Shadows of Reach. And I liked it because Kelly listens to Queen, and then I thought that was funny. And the way that it's explained from John's perspective was funny.
Mm-hmm.
I forget exactly what he thought to himself.
Something about biting dust.
Yeah, something that song. There's something about biting dust.
But in books like First Strike, Fall of Reach, you have moments of the Spartans being alone. The Spartan-IIs are just alone in a room, no one around. That is some of the most interesting conversation you'll ever get in this whole franchise. Because these are kids who grew up together. Like Kelly in Fall of Reach got hit, and they have to trade out her armor pieces. Like Spartans will occasionally just take pieces of Mjolnir off of their dead comrades, and just because they're dead, they're going to honor them by using their armor, basically. And also it helps with repairing damaged armor.
Yeah.
It's a double whammy. They kind of have a gladiatorial way of thinking about it. It's really interesting. And Kelly just casually, it's described that her side, I think it was, is just melted. Like it's just gone. It's melted organs, it's melted flesh, it's seared, it's gross. And they're just kind of treating it like it's, a paper cut. They're just like, that looks kind of bad. And she's like, I don't know, I can't even feel it. And they're like, I think that's a problem.
Get the biofilm.
It's interesting how the Spartans are portrayed, and that's why I'm interested in how the Spartan-IVs will go, because they have the right leadership. They have Spartan 2s and 3s to guide them. And now they're starting to behave like Spartan 2s and 3s. And now they're wearing their armor. Like Gen 3 was such a huge help for the Spartan-IVs. It looks so much better.
Gen 3, obviously it has its own unique look, but it very much is just going back to the look of Gen 1 armor.
I do enjoy how the cannon is just, well, we just liked how it looked. We just like the application of it. Although the downside is, of course, you can't take the armor off by yourself again. You used to be able to do it with the nice Gen 2s, but Gen 3, nah, you're in there. And that's welcome back to the armored casket. Man, I want the flood to come back so much. Speaking of all of that.
Yeah. Yeah, I know where you're going with it.
Oh, boy.
HCS time, baby.
Yeah, I've been waiting.
What
for
a
this.
segue. All right, so
I've been waiting for this segment.
yeah, thank you,
Yeah.
Luke.
What did you say?
He said
Flood.
flood.
Fluid.
Fluid. So let's go through just a couple important bits before we get to all of this stuff.
Unreal Engine.
Unreal Engine.
I've
seen it
Unreal
done
Engine.
on Halo. What are your guys' thoughts about Halo going to?
Go ahead. Anything that'll get us more games faster. And also, it has appeared slip space has been a massive problem. And if that just means some growing pains and a new engine, like making it feel like
It is
Halo,
going. Yeah, it is
like-
gonna take time for the players to adjust, because it's gonna feel a little bit different. But I think the games are gonna come out much more finished. I think they're gonna come out polished, and I don't think they're gonna have there's not gonna be problems with hiring a contractor for 10 months and then another one comes in. I don't know how this engine works, because apparently everyone knows. I'm not a game dev by any means.
Unreal's like the most common.
Everyone
No,
uses
exactly.
Unreal.
Yeah. Doesn't Gears use Unreal?
Yep.
Probably.
Yep, they
Yeah.
do. They've used Unreal for a while.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm back and forth.
I know you're scared of it not feeling like the fun, goofy, blam quirks, but I think they're all replicable.
Can you replicate the glitches?
Here's the thing.
I don't consider glitches gameplay features.
Halo's glitches are part of its core.
It's a matter, here's the thing. If it's a different engine, there was the falling in place bug. Me and him were playing Infinite the other day, and in every Halo, it does, if you die from an explosion, you'll be on the ground just falling in place.
That's a slip space blam engine.
And
thing.
he was like, God, if that's not in the new Halo games with the Unreal Engine, it's a matter at this point if they intentionally put these things in. And I hope they do. I do.
Think that's a possibility that they would go that route.
It's
but at
part of
same
the
time,
identity.
A lot of these things I would trade for
Having a good
game.
I agree.
Well, that's the
agree.
thing. I include that in what a good game means, because I'm thinking like Halo 2, Halo 3. Physics busted. Reach, physics busted. 4, 5, Infinite even. Physics busted. If the physics work perfectly fine in the next Halo game, we can't do amplified explosions. Like Halo 2 and 3, ODST, Reach, they all have this amplified explosions thing where if there's more explosions, it will exponentially increase how massive the explosion velocity is. That's why Mint Blitz, for example, can just, mock Jesus himself across a map with a warthog, because the more things that are going, the more physics get applied to your character or another object.
I can't come up with an example of this in Unreal. It happens in other engines. That's how Battlefield's explosives work.
I know. I
just think that, like, until we see it, we can't really make a judgment, because I have a feeling that a lot of these like trademarks of Halo's feel are definitely in the front of their minds, because it was, I don't know if you remember, it was already a problem because Infinite's physics were nowhere near what we were used to for Halo physics.
I know.
And I will still say Halo Infinite, all of its flaws, I still think plays really well.
It does.
Plays like a fun Halo experience. And that's really what I'm hoping for, is just, one, the game's going to be a lot prettier.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not just because naturally it's coming out after Infinite, so it should be prettier, but it's just going to look a lot better.
I'm definitely behind that, just because looking at the Blightlands, that was so freaking gorgeous. That was it was disgustingly horrifying.
So
awesome.
It's going to look better. They're going to be able to make games quicker. They said they had multiple projects on the table. Obviously, that's not an announcement or a for sure thing that we're going to have multiple Halo projects like coming, but that's what they said. So for me, and they'll probably be able to even just do updates and content faster for whatever the next game is. So for me, I'm seeing a chance for Halo to be alive again, like to be like consistent, to be like constantly a player in the game.
I see where you're at, and I agree on pretty much all of it, because I do think that it's ultimately a good move. I definitely feel like an old soul with how attached I am to the engine, just because I think it's also because a lot of my favorite games are just deciding to move to Unreal. And I kind of feel like it's just taking over the industry by this point.
Yeah.
And I say feel because it does feel, in this case, it does feel like all the games are the same in terms of the decision-making process. I'm worried about that. But aside from that, what I do like is the way they put it in that Vidoc, which, by the way, Vidoc, great way to get right into my heart. But they called themselves, at the time, they said, we can just make games. We don't have to be a tech company and make games. Which is a cool idea to say, actually. Like, that's a really fun way of putting it, because that is kind of how you had to be with the Slipspace engine. People were talking online, and this is like a horrible excuse, to be honest, talking about like, the Slipspace engine is 26 years old, guys. It's old. I'm like, Unreal is like almost 30. It's not that. That is not an applicable argument. It's about who understands Slipspace enough to update it at the rate that Unreal does. It's different.
No one understands Slipspace.
Exactly.
Because it was Halo's engine.
Mm-hmm.
It was the Bungie engine.
Exactly.
Speaking of which, is Destiny on
Yep.
Blam?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
A modified version of Blam that they still use to this day. Marathon's going to be on it. They just
So Blam will live on.
Blam will live on in a terrible franchise.
Have fun.
I'm just saying, I've never seen a company disrespect its players more. Maybe Sony, but yeah, definitely Sony. Helldivers player over here. So that's where I'm at with that. I can understand it. I am interested in seeing where they take it, but oh my gosh, turn down the effects on the energy sword.
No, I like it.
It's so freaking bright.
Yeah, good.
No, I'm saying it has lens flares.
Good.
No, not the lens flares. Not the lens flares.
My favorite Halo energy sword was the Halo 5 beta, because it was blindingly bright.
I'll take the glow. Take off the lens flare in the game, at least.
Well, I mean, I doubt that when the actual game comes out, but I loved how it's the first energy sword that looked like it was made of gas. That's what
right?
it is.
Yeah, like
It's a plasma sword.
at the end, like when we were watching their reveal live, like at the end, looked like almost like the ends were like it was like a blowtorch almost. It
Yeah.
almost looked like a blowtorch.
My man hit the.
And it excites me for what plasma weapons will look like in new Halo.
Maybe
because
actual plasma.
If there's no plasma rifle, I'm going to lose my freaking mind.
that,
Bring
but
back
also
dual wielding.
I can't stand Infinite's plasma. It looks like cartoon goop.
They took Halo 5 was the same. Halo 4 had a little bit of a goop look to it. They turned plasma into goop.
343.
Well, the thing is, it was the graphic fidelity of the Halo 4 and 5 plasma was so much better that I didn't mind it because it like at least looked sparky and unstable
Have you seen that video
and looked like lightsabers.
about anti-aliasing actually being bad for Halo Infinite?
No.
It's terrible for Halo Infinite. It's good because anti-aliasing prevents things like fences in the distance looking like strobes. But turns out the anti-aliasing is actually so ridiculously overdone. Basically, the reason why Halo Infinite looks the way that it does with the lack of detail is just anti-aliasing getting rid of it. It just blends all the details together. If you turn it off, explosions look so much better. Details on the map are restored. From one side of streets, like back towards PD, you're supposed to be able to see the pizza sign on driveway. You're supposed to be able to see that. But anti-aliasing makes it disappear. You turn it off, you can see it again. It's weird. It actually removes a lot of detail. There's a whole video on it. You should check it out. Don't remember who made it. Just look it up.
I guess I'm gonna go home and turn off anti-aliasing on my Halo Infinite.
I would wish you luck with that. It does make the game look a little... just don't look at Fernando Esparza.
Oh no.
Hair looks terrible when
no.
you turn off anti-aliasing. But with that being said, I'm looking forward to the future. I really am. I think this is like this was actually kind of aggravating for two reasons. One, Chatternet had a lot of its episodes already recorded, and a lot of the context of the episodes was we don't know where Halo's going next. They're already done, so we already said it. So it's whoops. And then the other thing was right. The other thing was we had a buddy who was showing off. He was showing off his demo. Coral Halo Fan Games lead dev was there showing off his demo to a bunch of players. Connor got to play it.
It was fun.
It's really good.
I liked it.
The unique aspect that we were selling it on was that Halo was on Unreal. And then Sunday comes and Nate sends me a message later and he's like, I can't believe it.
I would have loved to have seen his face during the reveal.
He's probably just sitting there playing the Steam Deck and he looks up at the screen.
I also love how the video itself doesn't really so much announce it. It's just like casually, I forget who was talking, was like, yeah, Halo on Unreal, it's going to be really cool. That's like how it got brought up.
It's probably Pierre Hines.
I think it was Pierre.
It's probably Pierre because he really doesn't like being on camera and he's not like, it's so funny. He's so lively when you talk to him one-on-one, but then you put him in front of the camera, it's like, I like Halo.
They're probably like, okay, Pierre, announce that we're switching to Unreal Engine. He's like, Halo on Unreal Engine is going to be really cool.
But in a French accent.
Yeah.
I refuse to do it.
I'm not going to make because it would come out as sound like making fun of him. So let's not.
Who knows? People might find it funny. But where are you going?
I'm excited. I am excited, especially just seeing them play with different texture types. Because that elite armor was...
People were so funny about it. They were nitpicking that thing so much, being like, why are the elites from Halo Infinite? This is Combat Evolved we're talking about here. And it's like, it's a freaking demo.
It was a demo. Yeah, people don't
There's
understand.
no one here to M-key me.
It's okay. We're going to listen to this
He
back.
listens to the whole thing.
Okay.
So.
Not all the time this week. Just this week.
Oh, okay.
I don't like to do that.
But yeah, people don't understand what a demo is. Like, what is demo short for?
Demonstration.
Exactly. And I don't
Demolition?
think I mean, when it comes to this franchise, you never know.
Dang.
You never know.
No, we're being positive. We're on the copium today.
Oh God, that's what I'm scared
not
of.
Copium.
Not copium. This is hopium.
It's
right now.
hopium.
I'm on hopium.
Easterling and Wakeford apparently both listen to this show, and they're aware we are hyped up on that right now. We've got some hopium in
I
my
have
veins.
plenty of hopium in my body.
So
This has got pure hopium.
No, that's caffeine.
Thanks, Connor.
I was honestly shocked because they said it was. I mean, technically, it was a studio update because they're Halo Studio. It's Halo Studios now.
Oh yeah, who's 343 these days?
Exactly.
We have a new
Wait,
Origins
can I
episode.
real quick step in 1 second?
Go ahead.
Tim Dadabo, voice actor for 343 Guilty Spark. He posted on LinkedIn. He was like, I kind of liked 343.
That's amazing. That's funny.
God.
Continue.
It was a good name. I'm not gonna lie.
It was.
But
Too much.
oh, son of a bitch. This is kind of like why I didn't want you. I'm like, no, I had something.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Oh yeah. Okay. So I was shocked when they announced like a studio update, and then they announced, a shift to a brand new engine. I'm like, this looks like something we'd see in like June at the Xbox gaming event.
Probably
Just
because they
you
have something else they want to show at the
That's
June
what I was
Xbox
getting. I'm like,
gaming
there
event.
is no reason we shouldn't have something. We should have a teaser or something this coming summer for the next Halo game. If we don't, there's something not right.
Well, even if we get a teaser, don't hold your breath. Elder Scrolls 6 got its teaser the same year as Halo Infinite.
It did?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that happened.
In that
Uh-oh.
game, we have not heard a peep from Elder Scrolls.
It's
It
in
might have been
deve-
2020. I'm not sure.
It's in developmental hell.
but
But that's
we've
an
not
interesting
heard
company.
a word about Elder
Nah.
Scrolls 6.
See,
Um,
Halo should be fine because that demo that was shown off at freaking HCS by the fan game team, they made that vertical slice in 2 months. With mostly just one guy working on it. I did a lot of the back end work to help out with stuff like writing the actual thing, providing voices along with all the other voice actors that we have, providing sound effects. I helped in those ways, but they did the majority of the development in just 2 months, and it was freaking incredible how well they did it. So if Halo Studios takes another 5 years, I'm done.
No, the franchise cannot afford.
5 years. No, it has to be. I'd say we
Next
have to
2.
know what is happening by 2026.
I want Vidocs.
No,
At least
I,
it has to be announced
no.
by then.
no, I'm saying by this summer we need to know.
This summer.
The game came out in 2022, right?
Yeah.
It'll be 2025. Like we should have something. We should have something.
21.
Was it 21?
2021.
Oh
November.
no, we need something this summer then. No, there's no way.
This summer.
This summer. No, this coming summer.
This summer.
Stop.
I'm sorry. I just like to
Stop. No, like the franchise
I
cannot
will
afford
say
to be in the
all
dark
the
again.
Rumors of a CE remake sound a bit more true given what the demonstration was
Perhaps.
doing.
Perhaps.
Maybe connecting dots that aren't actually related, but it's kind of odd.
It is
That-
odd. I will say I will be upset.
I do
I
not want the
understand.
franchise to do a full blown reboot. I do not want that.
I don't think they'd do the full thing. Okay. Let me put it this way. I don't want them to do it, but I don't think it'd be bad.
To reboot the franchise?
Not reboot the franchise. I'm saying like make a remake like Resident Evil.
I mean,
Did.
the thing is,
Because
like,
was it Resident Evil? Yeah, Resident Evil did the remakes.
Mhm. changing
that
the
were-
experience entirely.
Yes, but still the same story and the same.
But they were releasing new games in between.
Yeah, and I'm saying if they do that, cool.
I just don't want them to
They said
shift.
multiple projects.
I just don't want them to shift into a whole nother timeline. I don't want them to
I don't
scrap
think
this
they'll go
time.
that
That's
far.
not what they're doing.
Okay.
Because I
That's
think
all I
think
care
they were
about
testing
then.
the
Basically, it's basically would be anniversary, like, but way more advanced.
If they
That's all I care
incorporated things
about.
from the flood, I'll take it. But honestly, I think they were just testing the waters with the TV show. What if we poked at another universe? And then everyone hated it.
Yeah.
Even people who don't know about Halo were like, what is that?
Remake in gaming is a different thing than remake in movies. It's taking that game for what it was and then modernizing it and releasing it to a general audience. And I think if they do that alongside new games, like continuing the story, I wouldn't hate it.
You know what they got to do?
What?
Recreate the best year in Halo, freaking like 2013, Halo 2 anniversary with Halo 5 Guardians trailers, and Halo comes to mobile.
Yeah, so
Like,
they've done this before. Like,
It would be a great idea.
and also, if they did do a Halo CE, I don't know, double anniversary, it would likely have a wholly unique multiplayer.
I would be interested. I would be very interested. Okay, with this new Unreal thing, this is the last thing I want to talk about because I do want to talk more about HCS. But where are we at now that we know about Unreal? Where are we at with the concept of Halo having a dedicated multiplayer game and then getting just new campaigns.
I don't like it.
I really do like how the Halos have a different feel every game.
Yes. I don't like the idea. I pretended to kind of be on board with the whole Halo Infinite will be a 10-year plan.
I love how that was just not a thing.
Yeah. I like kind of was like, okay, you know, if they're gonna give us new campaigns in Halo Infinite, like that'd be cool. And just, you know, keep updating the multiplayer. No, I'd like getting my new multiplayers, you know. I like it kind of sucks to like start from scratch with like your Spartan, but
that's
Infinite
the fun of the
chalked up.
grind.
I do enjoy it because then there's new armor. That's the thing we really like about
And
that.
Infinite kind of chalked up, like the customization is good. Like
It's how you
what
unlock
it is.
stuff
It's
and
how
the
you get
codings.
stuff.
Yeah.
I
It
don't
is
want to
bad.
pay money.
Yes.
For my
Like,
colors.
I
I
need
don't
to
want
put
to pay
that
money for
disclaimer.
my
Like
colors.
the Spartan Barbie you can play is great.
It's really
you can. There's so much that you can do if you have the wallet.
and I don't. Again, I'll say this again. I have every single thing done. I've done all of the battle passes, every single one, and I still have less than a quarter of what is available in the customization because I've only bought one armor set because someone gave me the money to do it because I refuse to pay money for microtransactions and stuff. It's just I just don't fundamentally agree with it. I even in Helldivers, because Helldivers gives you content, sure, but it's a principle thing by this point for me. I will pay for DLC. I will pay happily for an expansion. I will not do microtransactions. I'm not playing Clash of Clans, dude.
That's all there is now.
Although
Now you have battle pass. I'm tired of battle passes.
Battle passes are never going away.
That's what they said about loot crates.
and then legislation happened.
Yes.
All right, so the fun stuff that happened at HCS. There was so much. I just need one highlight from all of you to make sure that this does not go on for 30 minutes.
SSG coming back from a 3-0 lead against Optic.
Oh, you took mine.
We did a lot of stuff too, so you can use our stuff as well.
Yeah.
Speaking quickly, professional gaming wise, I want to also shout out Pure almost upsetting phase was the most emotionally involved I got in the entire
Oh my god,
weekend.
no, Pure almost had FaZe reeling. They almost had him. Almost had
Like
him.
I legit felt like I was gonna cry in game 5 of that series because it was so close.
FaZe deserved
So
to lose
close.
that. FaZe, they were lucky to come out of that.
2 games in a row, game 4 and 5. Pure
Barely-
almost came back
barely
from a
barely
big
won.
deficit. Like
Ow.
that Strongholds game, Pure and FaZe was the most insane thing. You didn't get to see that.
No.
Pure was down 40 to 35
Dang.
and almost came back and won.
Lost by ended up losing 244 to 250 or something like that.
Jeez.
Something stupid.
That's insane.
Even the announcers are like, okay, well, oh man, you're starting to wonder that maybe they can pull this off, but it just feels too late. And I was like, oh my god, the announcer jinx. We got the announcer jinx and everything.
I think out of all of the stuff that we got to do and see, I think probably my absolute highlight of the whole thing was probably talking to Wakeford and Easterling to their faces about what we do here, and both of them confirming that they ingest our stuff. They watch the library. I hope you guys are catching up on Chatternet now that it's out, because it is pretty darn good, if I say so myself. And Stories from Waypoint especially, because that's a straight up it's said in the intro, this series as a love letter to their efforts. So I'm glad you guys are reading the letters.
and my non-pro answer is, honestly, this is gonna be real corny. Meeting all of you,
Wow.
it was nice, and it made my night, my weekend.
It made my night.
My night, the one night.
It made
All
my
the other
weekend.
nights you guys were annoying. Just the one night.
Shout out to just
Figure out which one.
shout out to Vermin, one of our mods, for just making us burgers one night.
They were
Shout
really
out to
good
Kyle
burgers.
for being our designated driver the whole weekend.
And Pfeiffer.
Pfeiffer, also
Yeah,
Flyboy
Pfeiffer.
Pfeiffer.
Shout out to Pfeiffer for being on Halo's social media constantly nonstop.
He was everywhere.
He was on freaking Ubernix highlight. He was there over his shoulder.
Going
I got pulled into it, and then I'm just watching Pfeiffer. He was doing so much stuff that I was just sitting there this dude would do so good on any film set ever that needed him to be an extra because he's doing all of this without prompts. Like Pfeiffer would just randomly, it would be like Fletch would shout something like, "Get real hype," and Flyboy would just. And they actually used that in the final shot. It was great.
It was fun riding around in jumper car and ODST Jeep.
Dude, people were messaging me a lot about the jumper car. Like Pro Talk messaged me and they were like, "What was this that we're hearing about jumper car?" And I'm like, "Did you sign it?" And he's like, "No, I didn't even know about it."
Shout out to everyone who signed Jumper Car, including Hidden Xperia.
Who signed the freaking engine?
So yeah, Hidden Xperia signed our engine.
Oh gosh, that was so sick. Connor, you got a highlight?
I think the little 4v4 little section was a little fun where we played each other.
The free play area.
Yeah, it was real. I wish I got to participate in that, but it was a line.
There was a line.
I couldn't do it.
Outside,
They wouldn't let us sub out because I was like done. I was like, okay, I had my fill, and then I'm like, "Hey, Austin, you want my spot?" And we're like, and I had a moment where I was like, "Wait, is this allowed?" And we asked the guy, we're like, "Hey, can our friend just take my spot specifically?" And he was like, "No." In fact, if you wanted to take the spot, you couldn't just go wait in line and like wait. You would have
really?
He wanted basically the way the rules were set up, because this was probably a unique case, and this is probably the only way that he could do it. Is he said that we would all have to get out and go back in line with you.
Okay. Understandable. Yeah, I get it. Okay. Aside from all the stuff that really was like super fun, which like thank you to everybody who actually did walk up and say hi and all of that. Like you guys were all fantastic. I gave away every single sticker, thanks to Pfeiffer mostly. He just had it in his little ODST pouch. All the ribbons are gone, every single one. For those of you who had ribbons that you reserved and you didn't get them, DM on Twitter. We're collecting addresses to ship out in our second batch that was funded. People who got their calendars ahead of time, good job. Calendars were getting shipped out in early November if we get this done right. And then also we had superintendent plushies that people were trying to steal.
I didn't hear about that part.
There were two separate people who told me that someone would walk up to them and try to rip the superintendents off the keychain. My guy, it's crochet. It's going to just take the string with it. And so, yeah, I had a couple people that had to walk up and tell me, and I'm just like, "Do you want a free one? Like, I can give you another one. I got 30 of these things." I'm like, no. It was so sad. But we had so much fun there. I very much am looking forward to next year, since they revealed, which has not happened this fast before, day one, that there was going to be a 2025 HCS, which, same thing, one single thing you would want to see at 2025. More seats.
Yeah, we were sitting on the floor on day 3 because the seats were all taken.
We had seats earlier in the day, but we went and did other stuff and came back.
Yeah.
And like on the last day, everyone's locked in for the finals.
Make VIP a little more worth it.
Yeah.
Maybe try to get some more interactive stuff to do, more booths. Because you kind of can do it all in one day.
Is no one going to say it? Fine, I'll say it. I want to see our own booth next year. That's what I want to see. I want to see
ideas.
I want to see the jumper booth.
I have ideas.
I think more booths would benefit the convention as a whole.
Our booth, not more booths.
No,
ours.
Since he took mine, I need Fireteam Raven booths. I just need one wall of the convention center to just be Fireteam Raven.
Or give us the Outpost Discovery escape room.
Just that.
Not the escape
Something.
room. That was like least favorite.
The VR head thing?
I'd say the laser tag would be cool too.
Valhalla VR was amazing.
That was
I had a
amazing.
great time shooting graphic designers in laser tag.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Laser tag
I
would've
shot
been fun.
Kiki Wolfkill in laser tag.
I am going to hope that no one takes that out. I shot Kiki Wolfkill.
In laser
Someone's
tag.
gonna, you see, no one was gonna clip that audio, but now someone is gonna.
Thanks,
the next
Austin.
game night.
You know they
I
would've.
shot Kiki Wolfkill.
You know they would have done it anyway. Like they have so many clips of us just saying stuff that no one thought they were going to clip. This is just the reality that we live in now. But you know,
Halo 5 has the best campaign. That's my favorite Oscar.
I hate that one so
it's
much.
terrible.
I refuse to say it from going forward.
I love just seeing new clips drop.
I mean, you only need
Yeah,
to
it's
say it the one time.
Yeah.
Now the button's there.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a good time. We like to have fun.
Next, you should say Halo 4 as the best multiplayer.
You know, honestly, it's almost there for me.
Oh, okay.
It's actually, I'd like it. Extraction, Ricochet.
What is your least
Side.
favorite?
My least favorite?
Yeah, Halo multiplayer.
That's actually kind of hard because they're all really good to me. Honestly, actually, no, this is not that hard at all. Just because of how it feels, Combat Evolved didn't age well at all.
That's fair. I have fun with its wonky sometimes.
The wonky is fine. It's just it has built-in delay. So getting a sniper headshot, for example, is broken.
Yeah, it's not. It's annoying to try to do.
So if I was gonna pick like second, then because that's harder. Honestly, it's actually kind of impossible because I really like all of them. If it's not Halo Combat Evolved, I just hate playing Combat Evolved's multiplayer. It's the only one that I'm like.
I have somewhat of a hot take.
If you want more of those, you can listen to the episode last week.
For me, I don't know what it is. Halo Reach's multiplayer has not aged well for me.
I kind of agree. I don't have fun playing it that much anymore.
Are you guys playing 4v4 or 8v8?
I played both.
I go to both.
You should play 8v8 only.
I don't hate. I play Big Team Battle. If anything, I play.
Reach is built for BTB.
No, it is in my opinion, probably has the best BTB other than Halo 3.
Yeah, because like that is what it's built for. Reach killed the competitive scene for a sec there because of how bad it was built for the competitive scene.
Mm-hmm.
It was completely built for infection, and Big Team Battle.
Mm-hmm.
And if you play those two modes, you're golden. Reach's infection, crisp.
No, I love Reach's
It's
infection.
so freaking good.
See, here's the thing for me. This is my hot take.
So many of them.
We didn't get to give ours.
That's true. You didn't. We just got to dog on everybody else's.
All of the silly offshoot modes, infection, Griffball, Fiesta, stuff like that. I think Halo 5 has the best version of all of them.
Of what?
All the silly, goofy offshoot modes like Fiesta, Infection, and Griffball.
Griffball definitely. Fiesta, I'd probably say so. Considering I basically only wanted to play Halo 5 for like custom games or Fiesta or Griffball. Why do we not have Griffball in Halo Infinite yet?
So setting
Because
aside
the hammer.
setting that aside, I just don't want to go down that path.
The hammer would not work, honestly.
We've tried it. It's really not that fun. Especially since you can't melee with the hammer. The fact that you melee and it just swings without the boom is just dumb.
But also, who does that anyway?
Somebody. But
They're out there.
Halo Reach still has my favorite infection, even above Halo 5, because I can understand it entirely. But honestly, it's the sound effects. The sounds of Reach really accentuate infection for some reason. It's sharp, loud, crisp.
I get it.
Yeah.
For me, it's the Forge maps
So
for
good in
that were
5.
in Halo 5's matchmaking for Infection were really good. You'd think that could be replicated for Infinite, but Infinite's Infection is bad. It's the Bulldog is not nearly as fun to use as the regular
The
shotgun.
sheer fact that I can't one tap a zombie sometimes is wild to me.
So
Infinite could have been the best Infection.
that's
but
like I don't dislike the Bulldog, but I like the actual. I like my shotgun. I like the original shotgun better.
remember the copium before the game came out? Oh, that's a Bulldog. It's not even a power weapon. They're gonna have the regular shotgun.
It's probably because like Halo 5 helped us with, bringing back weapons that were iconic later, and then filling out the
so
weapon
set the
sandbox.
expectation. I think that probably was the original intention. It's just the studio blew up.
I was in the middle of swallowing. I was like, all right, so
It's okay. We can badmouth 343. They don't exist anymore.
they're gone.
So now we can say whatever we want.
343 was the worst.
What was that wheeze I just had? Oh God, we need to end.
The employees
You're
still
fine.
exist.
So, these things. I got to give shout outs, all right? So, this is a ribbon that we handed out. This is a helmet I got from, I think, Road Dogg. Those little metal figures on the end there, I got that from Sky. He used to do animation for 343 for Halo Infinite. He did the Chieftains. He was dope. That right there is Jumper Spartan. That is a custom painted blue Spartan using our brand colors, made by a lovely lady named Clover in our server. She's fantastic, super talented. And I fully admit, I was like, after we were given that Spartan back in our Airbnb, I was just sitting there just messing with it for like 10 minutes, just like I was having a great time with it. Frag grenades are from Flyboy as well as the Pelican. Didn't get that from HCS, but it felt like it needed to be up here.
Thank you, Flyboy, for the Helldiver grenade. That was pretty cool.
Have you put anything in it yet?
Nothing yet, no.
Okay.
I don't have mine. It was in the checked bag.
You got a Helldiver grenade?
No, my frag grenade.
One of these is yours.
Okay, cool.
How
How did you guys get yours back? Did you?
well, he got his because he showed up for the Podtacular thing.
Oh yeah,
We were on
okay.
Podtacular, by the way.
Twice, actually.
Yeah, twice. The Tempest design there, the Tempest case is also from Flyboy. It contains a data chip, like a crystal data chip that you would store an AI on, which was just dope. I love the custom branding. That little hero rank ribbon was made by Halo Fan for Life. Sal he was great to talk to. His work there is astonishingly well made. The Ghost was done through bartering. You see, Unishek and Sketch were both handing out stuff from days gone by, and Cheyenne managed to get her hands on the Ghost. But another guy by the name of That One Guy got the Elite. And so we bartered one of her plushies for that Elite. And so there's that. That one guy, you still got to reach out to me about what your address is so we can ship you one.
I caught a T-shirt, but some guy ripped it out of my hands.
Welcome to the Halo fan group, man. I'm sorry.
It wouldn't have been me.
I mean, I Odell Beckham to that T-shirt. I literally jumped in the air and went.
The little Nendroid thing, you're going to want to keep your eyes open for that because that might be up for grabs soon, actually. Join in on the Discord. You can either go to discord.gg/JumperScape or just go to JumperScape.com and follow the link there. That is going to have a contest attached to it soon. You're going to want to be in the server for that. And then Connor got his hands on a dope Hyperius.
I got it for him.
You got it?
Yeah, James got it for me.
Wait, where'd you get it?
The crate full of stuff. I got up to it and I didn't like anything that was left, and I saw a brew and I was like, Connor,
You're so kind. So
Yeah.
generous.
all that was left was like Spartans. I went in there looking for solely stuff for my Sangheili shrine.
It's completely understandable.
Um,
Halo has a thing for Spartans right now.
Yeah, they have a thing for brutes too. They don't have a thing for elites anymore. Even though I'd say elites have the largest following of people who think they're cool.
I would agree with you. People
Rising
outside
up.
of the Halo
They could make
like,
so much money off of me.
People outside of the Halo franchise know about Sangheili specifically. Like, they're known as one of the most interesting sci-fi aliens that has been never made. Their culture is fantastic. This is my son, the grunt there. I lost him, but then I went back and a lovely person by the name of Izzy, she grabbed it for me while I was at the 1v1 booth because I left it there. And she handed it off to the comp desk that people could just openly sign up for. And they just held on to it for me until I came to pick it up. So that was very kind of you guys. Thank you for making sure I don't lose that. There's a couple other things here. There's dog tags from Kid Skull. There's freaking shot glasses from General Heed. The prints there are ours. They're just from our artists that worked on the calendars. I grabbed one of each. I hope you guys don't mind. If you do, I don't care. I wanted them. And then we got a little token there from Duststorm Podtacular. And then probably the piece de resistance. That challenge coin is big. It's made of solid metal. And I got it off of our buddy Laird. He's really dope. And thank you for giving us the coin. It was awesome. So all of this stuff, this is just a taste of what we got. We got a bunch of other prints. We got a bunch of other stuff.
I bought this hat.
Thanks, Jay.
I bought an SSG jersey.
Yes, you did. And you were the first one to start repping SSG like super loud and proud.
All day. That's,
Like, you
that's my
started-
team now.
You started Friday and just did not let it die.
That's my team now.
Actually, 2 weeks before, I said I pick SSG to bandwagon for the weekend.
Yeah, but do I listen?
No,
Mhm.
clearly.
Mm-hmm. So, with that all being said, we're on to acknowledging the patrons and answering some Q&A. So, let's talk about some patrons, shall we? Starting from the very top, our $150 tier, we have Jacob Adlam, Scion Esports. Love you guys. Looking forward to working with you in 2025. And then moving to It's Default 456, Dark Salad 42, Boomerang, Hounds of Meath, Linda Murray.
A real one.
Oh, literally. My nuts hurt. Seth Rutherford, Spartan Dave, The Council abides. The Council is always watching. The one.
Oh boy.
Oh,
The only.
here we go.
Dick Hammerbush.
Yeah. I've got to get creative with it at this point.
Cool Blazer, Mo Maggot Yallin, Spartan Buko G156, Stably Unstable, Unholy God, Clover Ear of Pickles, Connor Clark, Dapper Dame, Dylan, Here Lies Jimothy, who was an innocent pickle slaughter by Clover.
Oh my god.
I am Steve.
Oh no.
Are you looking forward to that movie?
I am actually. But
I'm very
God,
excited.
It's gonna be so cringy, but
It's
here
gonna
for
suck,
it.
but I love it.
No, exactly.
There are only two directions that should have gone. Cringy live action or genuinely good animated film.
A lot of people are saying they wanted like just animation.
Given how deeply ingrained animation is in the Minecraft community, I'm shocked they didn't go in that direction.
Oh, yeah.
But also, I think this director has no idea what Minecraft is,
It appears they're doing a Jumanji thing
which is so dumb.
with people getting like sucked into Minecraft.
Because listen, if there's not a single scene where music just starts playing and everyone shuts up and just stares into the middle of distance, they have no idea what Minecraft is. I'm just saying.
Who's the composer? It better be C418.
Oh, dude, he's not doing anything with Minecraft ever again after Microsoft screwed him, dude. You just let me know. Lactating Gator, Lactating Milk MT, Last Arm Reactions, Lactation of Mercy, Thomas Lane, Sky Cairo, Eva, Flyboy Pfeiffer. I completely forgot to change my name, as you know. Thanks, man.
Nice.
Installation Lactation, JX O'Malley, Keith 077, Kid Puncher 2006, Mr. Shifter, James Zealot. My name is Austin, and no. Prophet of Lactation, Random's Feed, Shade Communications, Spooky Nuts, Tucker, Wyatt, Zelda of Lactation, Tika Vadamai, A Judgmental Swee.
What?
A Judgmental Swee. It's SWEE.
No, I
Swee.
okay.
Swee. Osseo DST, Balding Rat, Damian Groth, Dadaroth. Fuck you, I didn't even want to go to HCS.
Sure, buddy.
Laughing Sam, Pity 104, stalking completed. Now I put you on the spot, Austin. What's my name? It's Wraith. I didn't learn anyone's real name.
Enoch.
Thanks, guys.
You're welcome.
I didn't learn anyone's real name. They said their name one time when I first met them, and I think a lot of people did not take into account that I had all of my tabs open over the weekend, and I could not for the life of me answer who anyone's name was.
He has a very easy name to remember because it's very unique and different.
It's dope is what it is. The Chaplain, the Lactating Shizno, Suck It Blue, the oldest. I actually said that at the parking, because Cleveland Airport has, red, blue, orange, all that. I was trying to pick which parking lot to park in, and red and blue are right there at the airport. So I'm like, oh, might as well pick one of them. I'm like, Suck It Blue, and I pick red. It was easy to remember.
How much was red and blue per day?
It was like $20.
Nice.
Yeah.
We were at orange. It was 18.
I liked it. It was easier to walk toward. The oldest living Halo fan. Yikes! This does not look good. The quote is, "Yikes! This is not a good look." Sorry, buddy. So close. But unless you're doing your own spin on it, then good job. Alex Spartan number 30, Claude Spark 5970, Garrus Vicarian, herp derp merp burp Ismaz das kadeedle.
Thank you.
Thanks, man. Halo the guy. How much wood could Chuck?
Have fun.
Did you actually do this right? How much wood could? No, you did not write this right. I'm supposed to read it wrong. Okay. How much wood could wood chuck wood when Chuck wooded wood Chuck wood stroke help? I fucking hate Halo 5. The ghost of his have come to haunt you.
I think
they're losing their mind.
I think they're just all having strokes and smelling toast.
I've come for your pickle.
I've come for your pickle.
Is that a
Yes?
SpongeBob.
Oh, my bad. I haven't watched it, guys. I'm sorry. Iskari, Kiri, Cowlhuli, Mad Jeremy, Remington Cloutier, Sergeant Johnson's stick, and the communal rock.
That's a good one.
That's good. Spartan MA5K.
2 sticks.
UNSC proportional. Where's warm applesauce?
Where's it? Oh no.
Swells?
Mm-hmm.
What have you done?
He's supposed to be last and certainly not least. He's not here.
Warm applesauce.
Warm applesauce. Did you name yourself something different? Did you change yourself to the stick in Communal Rock? Is that
He might not be.
you're the only one not allowed to change your name, dude.
He just might not be a patron anymore.
It was only $1. Like, just do the annual. It's $10 a year, dude.
Warm applesauce. Don't do my boy like this.
I'm gonna go to the
Listen to
Q&A. I'm
him.
happier when I do the Q&A.
James is shedding a tear. Swaz. What have you done?
Can
I'm trying really hard.
Can
Yeah.
you do that on command?
No, I think I might be able to learn because I got really close just then.
I'm gonna go get a drink while you're pulling that up.
Oh my
I think it's because I felt
It's already pulled up.
What do you mean? Of course you are. What is that? What do you mean? I'll wait then. Fine. F- you.
You would in the middle of the show. I already have it pulled up. You know I'm fast. All right. 5 questions, gentlemen. 5 questions.
Did you
Okay.
6?
5,
4.
3.
Okay.
2, none. Goodbye, everybody.
Thanks for watching.
Wraith asks, our animator Wraith, not Enoch.
Yeah.
Lots of works across fiction have messed around with evil versions of their main characters. Dark Samus, Star Trek's Mirror Mirror episode, Shattered Glass, and Transformers. What do you think a dark version of Master Chief would look like? And no, the TV Chief doesn't count.
I was thinking they were gonna ask like, would you want to see like an alternate version? Like Marvel went into the multiverse and never came out. Let's not do that with.
Oh,
Halo.
no. Well, if we were to get a dark, like let's say we got a comic, right? Because comics, I think you can play a little bit more if you want. That's where you do it.
He'd definitely have a red
Evil
visor.
Master Chief?
He would have sided with Cortana.
He
Definitely going to have a red visor.
Definitely has a.
I don't think he'd
visor.
look any different. I think it'd just be his motivations and allegiances would change.
But would that even be evil Master Chief or just different perspective?
I
Master
just think
Chief?
that's all that makes sense in this in like a storytelling perspective. But if we're gonna get fun with it, then yes, he'll have black armor with a red visor and he'll kill babies.
We're gonna
Okay.
we're gonna kill babies. I mean,
I was trying to be realistic.
well then hold on. If that's the case, then if he was just true evil, like let's put this into realistic perspectives. He feels personally attacked by being a Spartan. He doesn't carry the sense of responsibility that Chief normally does. He instead feels like Ilsa Zane. Betrayed, all of that.
So yes, the Halo TV series Chief.
That's true. Just more threatening instead of like
Whiny?
Oni deciding to just chain him like he's a gladiator.
I think that's a good one. I guess when I was thinking of like a place in the Halo story that there would be a time for Chief to go antagonist, that's the only one I could think of was like he sees Cortana's point or something, which wouldn't make sense for his character, I guess, but it's the only place in the like games stories that I could see it happening.
Yeah. I agree on that 100%.
I think he'd just basically be himself, but now on the other side. He probably wouldn't be himself, but you know what I mean.
I kill babies.
Now, okay, can someone please animate a black armored, red visored Master Chief going, I am the Master Chief. I kill babies.
You doing like a spin on Caboose there?
Yeah. And I kill babies.
I can't wait for the clips.
It's going to be great. Dude, shorts are going to go hard this week. Spiller of Beans asks, with 343's habit of leaving, well, sorry, buddy, they're gone now. Of leaving fairly significant events and huge chunks of lore to non-game media, such as books, what are the main significant events you wish you could have actually played through and saw in the game? / what key pieces of lore do you wish were uncovered during the events of a game instead of a book or other form of media?
My initial thought is not playing so much, more just maybe an epilogue of Halo 5 showing everything that happened at the beginning of Bad Blood.
I was gonna say Shadows of Reach because it would have given a lot of good context to Halo Infinite.
And that's a book that could work as a game.
Exactly.
There's enough combat in it that you could make a game out of it.
Connor?
Yeah, I don't know.
Here, I got you, buddy. Just say ODST2 using new blood.
ODST2 using new blood.
That's such a good idea, dude.
Right? I
That's
can't believe I
so
thought of
smart.
it.
That's actually like I'm mad I didn't think about that one.
Same here.
I would probably go. I'll give two answers here, both old and new lore. New lore, Waypoint Chronicles, anything. All of the Waypoint Chronicles are super interesting in concept, but because they're restricted to being like a 3-page essay, they're just kind of like they fall flat. I would love to have experienced that first flood infected Spartan because of UNSC's new found pompousness and their foolish fearlessness because they won the Human Covenant War. So they're kind of just haphazardly throwing Spartans at problems now. Would have loved to have seen that. Old lore, just turn the entirety of First Strike into a game. That book probably is the most gameable book I can think of because of how freaking cool it is. I would love it. Which was scarier? The question is from Spooky Slipstream. Which was scarier when you first encountered them? The Flood or the Nazi zombies?
Nazi zombies.
Nazi zombies.
Nazi
By far.
zombies.
Nocturne
You know-
Toten.
How scary it is to finish a World of War campaign and think that that's it.
After how horrifying the campaign is already.
And
Varrock
they
was
did
my
not
first map.
announce zombies was in the game.
Yeah,
They just let that
It was an
happen.
Easter egg.
Yeah, you beat the campaign and it was it was not given any context that was in the game. Nazi
You couldn't
zombies.
even access it in the menu yet. could
No,
you?
you had to beat the campaign.
Yeah.
You had to beat the campaign
And then
have
the
access to it.
cutscene would just play, and you'd be there.
And you're like,
Listen, dude, we
And
need
you'd
more.
hear them outside.
We need more secret content in games again. Like Dead Ops Arcade being something you unlocked by using the freaking computer behind you in the main menu was such a wild thing.
There
That
was
was
a
such a
lot
great
in that
concept.
computer.
It
Like it
was.
wasn't just Dead Ops Arcade. There was a bunch of
Did you guys
stuff.
actually played Zalgo? Did you actually play it?
Algo?
Zalgo it was an original game. It was a choose your own adventure story, sort of like an RPG, but you had to type all the prompts. And you don't know all the prompts because the game usually comes with a booklet, but obviously you don't have the booklet because it's just in Black Ops. So you can look up all of the different directions you can
You
take.
can play it.
And you
Yeah.
can play it in its entirety at that computer. So basically, Alex Meza is sitting there suffering in the CIA. He breaks out of the chair and immediately plays video games.
That's what he wants to do.
If I am looking into the room and I see that, I am truly thinking this man crazy.
Kiss my ass. Time to play Zelda.
All right. Next up, Dark Matter Whiskey asks UNSC ships versus Helldivers ships. Thoughts on who would win that fight? All right. Are we
Yeah.
talking like we only know about super destroyers, so probably just think frigates versus super destroyers because super destroyers are roughly the same size as frigates. I looked it up.
I don't know.
As far as I'm aware,
It seemed kind of technologically comparable.
they're comparable, but design wise, I think they're different. The super destroyers are very much supposed to be ground support, but it seems like frigates are much more. They can be ground support, but they also do ship to ship like crazy. Plus,
I'm going frigates.
also Mac blast incoming.
And if we're just talking naval capability, then definitely the UNSC.
Oh, they know what they're doing.
I think the Infinity would mop up an entire fleet of super destroyers.
especially with how actually dispensable they are.
Yeah. The whole army of Super Earth is meant to be as disposable as possible.
Yeah, it's kind of awesome. Sorry, Connor.
No, I'm just laughing at it.
Last question comes from Slipstream again, asking favorite UNSC ship class. Mine is the Halcyon class light cruiser. James, you can do the Covenant too.
Oh, cool. I've answered that before for Covenant, so I'll think of one for UNSC.
I've answered this before as well, but I always love answering it. It is always going to be the Phoenix class carrier. That ship is just gorgeous. It is attractive to look at.
I'm going to go an Oni Prowler.
We need to see those things more. The problem is you can't.
That's why I think they're kind of cool. I've seen a picture of one.
They're in Legends. That fancy camo ship that they have in that 3D one, that's
Yeah.
a Prowler. That's the only time you see it.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I thought
I'm pretty sure the picture was from Halo Legends.
because I thought we had seen it together. Shane, you
This isn't. Well, was it UNSC or just any ship in general?
any ship
I like the Covenant super carriers.
CSOs? Those things are freaking awesome.
They look cool.
That is my overall answer.
The teardrop look is so freaking
here's
cool.
the thing. Like in Halo, 2 and 3, like I didn't really appreciate it until Halo Reach, Tip of the Spear, and you know what cutscene I'm talking about. Where they destroy the shield generator with the Mac Blast in atmosphere. Yeah, and then, well, that's not it.
I know. I'm just having flashbacks.
It's just, and then like the frigate gets bweemed, and like this thing, you don't really understand the size of them until that cutscene.
Halo Reach did a great job of, like, as a kid, you're like,
oh no.
it's those things are so freaking attractive.
I'm
too.
blanking on the Covenant ship. The one with the 3 prongs at the end.
3 prongs.
Like it looks like teeth.
Oh,
I'm blanking on what they're called.
I'm pretty sure those are CCS battle cruisers.
Yes, I like those as well because they're iconic.
Iconic.
I think when I think of those, I think of Reach artwork of them coming out of storm clouds.
That's good stuff. Yeah. I really, really, really. Also, they were in Forward Unto Dawn, actually.
Yes.
Those were really cool.
Corvettes are lame.
They're really lame. I do wish that authors would stop describing the ships as teardrops, because they've described almost every single Covenant ship in general as teardrops. It worked whenever it was just the unyielding Hierophant, and it was that special ship that they had that like does this.
Ashton's going through the Halo books, and now I'm just kind of thinking to myself, she hasn't played the games, so I'm wondering how her imagination is crafting some of the appearance of things.
How good is she at drawing?
I don't know, actually.
This is the time to find out. Connor, do you have a favorite ship?
What's the big one?
High Charity.
That one.
Imagine drunk driving High Charity.
Get the Prophets a set of car keys. Folks, friends, thank you so much for listening to us today. We went on a little bit long today, but who cares? Certainly not you. We hope you had a good time today. Once again, connect with us. Connect with us, support us, join the community at JumperScape.com. All the relevant links are there for you up at the top. Just join us. Have a good time with us. We're having game nights, and soon, like I said, this little Android thing is going to be up for grabs for a contest soon. You're going to want to be in the server for that. Get your friends in there. Get your family in there. Get your dog in there. If the dog wins, I'm confused, but I'll give the dog the Android. So get in there. Win this thing. This thing is fun. Also valued at $80. Don't buy it. Win it. All right. Or buy it. I don't know. It's up to you. It's your money. Do whatever you want. Thanks for listening today. We'll see you guys next week when we talk about. Wait.
Talk about check his notes.
Wait a sec. 1 sec. Hold on.
Ooh, can I see?
Just
Oh,
That was a
definitely
terrible
hurt.
throw.
That was definitely made noise.
the prophets. We're talking about the prophets and their
No.
delusions. Thank you guys so much for listening. We'll see you guys next week.
The library was produced and published by JumperScape Audio. Funding was provided by our fantastic patrons on Patreon. If you enjoy the show and wish to support JumperScape's future projects or get some sweet benefits, join our Patreon at patreon.com/JumperScape or become part of this truly special community at discord.gg/JumperScape. Thank you for your listenership, and we hope you enjoyed.